Hey, what's going on, family? I'm gonna give you, my definition, my perspective, my opinion, what it means to me, what I dealt with, uh, and things that I used to overcome it. So, a lot of us unconsciously suffer from proximity dating. We really don't know that we're doing it. It actually becomes second nature in a sense, and we begin to think we're just doing what we're supposed to do, or the heart wants what the heart wants. So we can't help who we love, XYZ. We make all these excuses and all these reasons to pacify while we're still dealing with negative reoccurring situations when it comes to a partner. So just quick background on me. Some know my story, some don't. Okay, so I'm gonna run it down quickly. And when I just run this down, you'll already see how me myself have suffered from proximity dating. Okay, my son Derrick, that's my oldest. He'll be 9 in August. His mother is currently in Korea in the Air Force. Derrick is my second oldest. She'll be 6 June 8th. Her mother, if you've been to an event or if you see me on social media, I'm sure you may have run across her. Her daughter Melanie, her and Derrick share a mom. My fourth she has a separate mom. Her mom is in Tampa as well. So, in a nutshell, I had one child, which is Derrick, which is my oldest. I moved on with my life, and I had a child with Jessica, which happens to be Derrick's mom. Moving past that, I double back 5 to 6 years later, almost 6 years, and I have another child with Jessica, which is Melanie. And then right after that, I have my first child with Tiffany. So if if I didn't lose you with the equation, if you're understanding, I pretty much moved on with my life past Brittany, which is Derrick's mom, past Jessica, only to double back and have another child with her. So that's one of the ways that that I suffer from proximity dating. I suffer from this thing called security, or lack of trust, where I don't trust new individuals, where I'm not receptive to new information, where I'm not receptive to new people. And I made this video because I know I'm not the only one with that wall up. I know I'm not the only one who's dealt with reoccurring issues, and I can admit that I've dealt with with different issues with all these women. Times where I've been hurt, times where I've been let down, times where I felt like it just absolutely wasn't going to work and they weren't the people for me. But for the sake of security, for the sake of comfort, for the sake of sleep at night, just to go, well, I know they won't do XYZ because I know them, or I don't want to start over, or I don't want to take any chances with any new people, which I know a lot of us deal with this. For the last 10 years of my life, I've not let any other woman in seriously. I've built this wall that I don't let, I would call them strangers because they're new, but I haven't let any strangers in. And don't get me wrong, I've dabbled and dabbed with other women in the last 10 years. I've had relations, I've done XYZ, but I have this trust wall that I just refuse to let them over, because I'm in love with security, because I'm in love with comfort, because I've known Brittany since I was 4. I've known Jessica since 14, and I've known Tiffany since 10. And it took a recent a recent trip to Philadelphia in New Orleans, where I really just started, I had some time to reflect. I had some time to get away from the noise at home. Not noise, not in a bad way, but just the influences and being attached to those women. And it really hit me that I do have this invisible wall that I intentionally do not let new women in. That a lot of us truly don't know what's out there, or that we can find better, because we don't make ourselves accessible to new information, to new places, to new faces. And again, just going back to people that's dealing with recurring issues, a lot of times you got to take into account where you travel at, take into account where you work at. Are you really putting yourself in a position to even be, to be receptive to something better? And I'm here to tell you again, like I was saying, I dealt with a lot of issues with those women. Not saying they're terrible, I'm not saying I didn't provide them, with a hell of a lot of issues as well. But a lot of us are dealing with this. A lot of us are just confining ourselves to toxic relationships, to bad relationships, to things that are absolutely unhealthy for us, for the sake of not wanting to start over. And I make this analogy all the time. We'll run red lights, we'll have unprotected sex, we'll gamble our lives on a basketball game, on a casino machinery, whatever the case is, but we will not bet in our own best interest. We will not take risks for ourselves. That's one of the biggest things that I had to check myself about, even when I started entrepreneurship, is that we want better, we want great, but we don't even make ourselves receptive to great. you may have that guy who's been wanting a chance, or that young lady who's been wanting a chance, and they may be absolutely everything that you may desire, but you won't give them a chance for your sake of security, for your false peace of mind. Just to lay next to somebody, just to stand next to somebody that's mistreating you or that's not bringing you happiness anyway. And you know, three of the biggest things I realized with proximity dating is you got to keep an eye out for the repetitive issues. You got to keep an eye out for the people who, you know, who love the instant gratification, who are going to tell you what you want to hear at the proper time. They're going to act right for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they're going to double back, be their usual selves, and then you're gonna revert back to feeling like crap, feeling let down, feeling disappointed, feeling used, feeling taken advantage of, whatever the case is. It's like 40 degrees out here. My sinuses are going crazy. If my voice sounds a little different, but another sign to be conscious of is be aware of people who try to vilify you. I dealt with this so many times within those three relationships that I just mentioned to you with the mothers of my children, where I wanted better, I wanted great, I wanted changes, I wanted results, and people would actually try to vilify me for wanting better, or telling me I'm greedy, or telling me, you know, every time I do 1, 2, and 3, you come back with 4, 5, and 6. Life is about evolution. The things that once made you happy at 15 should still not. I'm sorry, not that they shouldn't still make you happy, but your happiness should have advanced to a place where, you know, at 17 and 18, dinner and a movie may have been great, but at 25, you know, maybe you want a vacation somewhere. Maybe you want to invest in certain things. Maybe the conversation advances. These are all things that should be evolving. There is no reason why old tricks should be sufficing for the new you. Listen, please keep an eye out for people that try to vilify you because you want great, because you want to be treated right, because you want better, because you want changes. Those are one of the illnesses of proximity dating. These people will make you feel like crap for wanting to feel great. You understand the sense that makes that really makes no sense at all. You will actually knock me down for wanting us to be a better couple as a collective. Makes absolutely no sense. And one of the biggest ones, man, is just reoccurring issues, things that continuously keep happening. Again, I tell people this all the time. It is your birthright to be an individual. It's your birthright to be a queen, to be a king, to be great. But these are things you have to exercise in your daily life. If you do not force someone, I'm sorry, not force their hand, but if you don't warrant that attention, if you don't let them know that this is what you deserve and this is what you better get, you better understand that people are going to give you a lackluster amount of attention. They are going to take shorts. If you don't demand certain things, they're not going to give them to you. I mean, that's just like a restaurant. When you go in Five Guys and you order a burger, if you do not specifically tell them, hey, I need ketchup, mustard, mayo, XYZ, they're not going to give it to you. So life works the same way, man. I tell people this all the time. Comfort can kill you. Simple things, just simple analogies. Think about the red light, the green light, and the yellow light system. Green means go. Yellow signifies that you need to slow down because the red is coming. Life, jobs, relationships, these things are no different. You see the signs. Again, a lot of times we just ignore them to pacify our fears and the fact that we are really terrified to get out into the world and start over. People start over every day. The clock start over every day. So many things have no issues with, breaking down, picking up where they left off, or period, just destroying and rebuilding. We do it every day. We just do it in other parts of our lives. But sometimes you do have to apply this to the relationship. Again, with the recurring issues, you will find yourself used, abused, and lost. You will be feeling away your whole entire life. And subconsciously, it's really your issue because you have the ability to walk away. You have the ability to find new. But again, for the sake of security, you stay put and you keep dealing with an individual that doesn't truly appreciate you or has shown over time that there is no longevity in this situation. Things are only going to worsen. And another thing, one of the biggest things that I've learned within proximity dating, you have to be honest with yourself. That's one of the biggest ones. So many people live in denial. So many people lie to themselves. So many people make excuses for the behavior of their partners. They want to blame themselves. They want to blame them. They want to blame the environment. They want to blame their upbringing. Trust me, I've heard so many reasons why people have mistreated me. Look here. Just back to the analogies. If your partner works, trust and believe, they put a face on every day. They put an outfit on every day. They curb their attitude every day. They change their demeanor every day to appease somebody, to get compensated every other Friday. There is no reason in hell why they can't curve their attitude, why they can't change their demeanor, why they can't change the way they talk to you, why they can't change the way they treat you to appease you and make you happy. Honesty is one of the biggest ones. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with them. Look at how they treat other people. Look how they interact with other people. I know a ton of men out there whom I've heard have put their hands on women, but you should watch their demeanor and their behavior and their activities around other men with that alpha male gene. How they operate, how they move, how they walk light, how they speak softly, things of that nature. Even with the ladies, you know, for the fellas, it goes hand in hand. Watch how she interacts with her mother, with her aunt, with her grandma. You know, just the lack of respect that a lot of us get, the abuse, the verbal abuse, whatever the case is. Watch how they interact with other people. Do not allow those excuses of their upbringing, what they've been through in XYZ, to force you to confine yourself to a toxic situation. They know how to act right around certain people. If they can do it for them, they can definitely do it for you. So listen up, y'all, in closing. Proximity dating can be very dangerous. It can be extremely toxic. It can drown your soul. It can suck absolutely everything out of you. Be conscious of these situations. Be honest with yourself. If you're dealing with somebody that consistently brings you down, and you're reiterating to them on a constant basis of what you need, and they make a conscious decision not to give it to you, then it's up to you to make that executive decision to decide whether they deserve you or not. Stop being afraid to venture out. Stop being afraid to make mistakes. Stop being afraid to start over. Things, people, and places start over every day. It's tornadoes, hurricanes, flash floods, car accidents. There's so many things that start over. It's so many things that don't mind destroying and rebuilding. Don't be afraid. If you confine yourself to a certain area in your city, to a certain location, to a certain store, to certain restaurants, then I want you to be conscious of the fact that you may continuously attract a certain type of people. Make yourself receptive to new places. Travel, have conversation, build, be open. Break down that wall. Trust me, I know about that wall. I'm 27 and I still have it. It is not a coincidence that I have 4 children with 3 women who I've known each, either 14 years plus or more, for each one. I know what I suffer from. That's why I'm making this video for you. And I've seen what it's gotten me. I've seen all the great women, or potentially great women that I passed up, great situations that I passed up because I was stuck in my security, because I was like, damn, you know what? Well, I've known them 20 years, so I know they wouldn't do this, but I don't know her. Listen, take a chance. We risk it all. We gamble with everything else. We take a chance every time we put a seatbelt on and pull out into the main road. Take a chance. Proximity dating can be extremely toxic for your mind, body, and soul. Anybody dealing with a situation, again, recurrent issues, vilifying you, be honest, be receptive to new information. These are all things you need to watch out for, and you need to take heed to break proximity dating. There's a lot of people out here suffering from that, physically and mentally.